So before start, just stand once and then sit. All. Ah. Now you can sit and relax. Don't stress. I am not going to tell you some very hi-fi thing that you will not understand. Just sit, relax, don't stress, no tension, make your life easy, sit comfortably like you are watching one movie for 1 hour. But believe me, after 1 hour you will enjoy this. So that I'll tell you. So I'll not make this session purely SAP, something I'll make so that it will make you bored. I'll make it very interactive. Lot of good stuffs I'll tell in between so that I know young generation I can feel. So myself Ram Shankar, I'm working in Mangalore Refinery Petrochemicals Limited. Earlier I was working in Tata Steel. So I have been into many years in finalization of accounts for listed entities because Tata is also listed and MRP is also listed. And listing company finalization is on quarterly basis as per the regulatory requirement. But challenge is that when you are into the cockpit and you are finalizing the accounts, like before takeoff, you need to know everything is ready. Otherwise, you know Ahmedabad mishap. So if you are not ready, you will not fly, you will land somewhere else. So if tomorrow, I wish all should work in big corporates, do your contribution to those companies. But whether you are geared up, if tomorrow one opportunity will come from any corporate to come and work, can you work? If tomorrow I'll give you one assignment finalization of a small company, can you do? So what sort of actions is required for finalization? And being a youngster, at least you know, don't remember, forget about this session also, nothing doing. But thing is that you know at least in finalization what sort of actions is required to be done. Many activities are there, but let us understand few of them. I cannot tell you everything, but few of them. So before venturing into, I will tell you one story. I'll start with say one story. And that motto or the message also I'll tell you at the end. You know that in India, lot of airlines are there. But today's era, only one airline is there, which is really a profitable company. Rest all are loss-making company. You know why? Because of critical analysis, lateral thinking. This airlines is only one profit-making company. I am not doing any advertisement for Indigo. It's a learning, how it is related to the student's life. Here if you go to Indigo, they will never serve you hot food in the flight. When you are in the flight, they will never serve you hot food because what they feel for serving hot food, they need to install microwave in the aircraft. One microwave weight is, if you see for serving 200 people, around 3 microwaves are required. And if you take one microwave around 20 kg, so 3 microwave will be 60 kg. That is equivalent to one passenger's weight. So they are putting one passenger there. And if you see, per year around 7 lakh flights are there that operating, and this one person saving, you know how much they are earning? You can see that around 140 crores per annum they are saving from that. Maybe a small figure for you or for airlines. But you know this small effort in life can give you big return. Small effort. I am sleeping up to 7 o'clock. I'll get up 6:45. 15-minute newspaper I'll read. Not one day, over a period of time. After 6 months you will learn or you will believe what is the meaning of that 15 minutes extra that you have given and you have lost your sleep. So this is one of the example. So today one opportunity that if you can contribute 1 hour of your life to this session, believe me, you will learn something. You will not lose anything. You will definitely learn. So don't sleep. Just focus. Same thing, this airline is very punctual onboarding and offboarding. And by that, they are saving around 10 to 15 minutes in one board or unboard. And for that, saving in one flight, total for that, they are getting 200 extra flight throughout the world for all airlines. For this 15 minutes saving per flight, they are getting 200 extra flight. If you add on per annum, these 15 minutes into number of flights into a year, 200 flights. And you know this 200 extra flights cost, I believe, I no need to tell you how much may be the cost. So just think in life, this 10 minutes, 15 minutes, how it makes impact your balance sheet or P&L, and it's making you only one profit making, whereas others are not able to make. So taking that, first I'll tell you what is finalization of accounts. We'll go to SAP. I know Roger sir is taking care of everything. I'll take you through SAP, but let us first understand, if tomorrow you will go and finalize your accounts, what sort of things you need to know. Whether you know tomorrow you will be in the hot seat, assignment will be given, because this has happened with in my initial career. When I joined Tata Steel, I was working for a small company because their turnover is only 500. But one good morning that CFO resigned. And he was the person who is responsible of finalization of accounts. So then our MD called and he told, with this team, with over telephonic assistance, this quarter accounts you have to finalize. So we did the same way. We did not aware about what sort of activities required to be done. So at least you should not be a prey of that. You should get a glimpse so that tomorrow, if something will happen or you will get an opportunity. I felt that was an opportunity for me. It was not an accident with me. That is a big opportunity for me. So any such opportunity or accident will happen, at least you should know what you should know to do a finalization. And believe me, in any organization, finalization is one of the key and critical area where many fails. Consequence, I will not tell you now if you are failing, because that is not today's agenda. But if you are failing, there is a lot of consequences are there. So let us not talk on that. Go to our today's agenda. If you see, basically if your financial statement, balance sheet is there, P&L is there, and cash flow is there. These three statement is mandatory to be prepared by the company for your financial statement. So you know in balance sheet your what items are there, like asset and liability, P&L also revenue and your sales and other things are there. Similarly, cash flow, you can know that I have to estimate the cash generation of the entity through operating activity, through investing activity, through financing activity. How much you have run on or how much you have lost, that we have to analyze. So this is the aspect, finalization. When you do, you have to prepare these three statements. But how to prepare? What are those things that you need to finalize to prepare those three statements is here only. This is called your chart of accounts. Very critical for you. What is chart of accounts? If you see asset, liability, expense. What are those things like equipments are there, capital, what are this nature of expenditure, what are the liability, what is equity, all such things are there. How to measure that one? Suppose somebody will tell you that I want to know how much rent I have incurred this month. So how you will identify? For that, you need to have a GL code or general ledger code in the name of rent. Whenever you are incurring any expenditure, debit to that GL code will come, so that rent is a P&L item. Any period expenditure, suppose that means 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, straight away you will go to FVL 3N1T code is there. Don't remember. If you are no, well and fine. Put the period for which you want to check the expenditure, you will get the expenditure. Just report that one. For one example I have told, for finalization of accounts, all expenditures, all incomes for the reporting period is required to be taken from the books of accounts. So whenever you are passing any entry, it is impacting to your P&L balance sheet. And from there, you can draw your financials. So these are the chart of accounts. While you are going and joining any organization, first of all, go and see or ask your seniors, sir or ma'am, can you give me the chart of account for this company? Why? Question comes, why you will ask? That person will get amazed. This boy knows what is chart of accounts. He wants to understand before venturing into the business. So he will give you a chart of account so that you will go tick one by one, you will understand what is the nature of expenditure, what is the nature of revenue, what is the nature of asset, what is the nature of liability being maintained in the books of account of those companies. If you ask your boss or reporting to whom you are reporting, he will take a respect for you that you know something. If you will go and sit and want somebody will instruct me to do, I'll do, you lost your position. You lost your position. Because nowadays everybody wants somebody is coming, should know and come. Don't come to learn from us. That opportunity they'll not give because all are busy in life. So this is called chart of account. So when you are asking, analyzing. Second step, what you will do? Go and understand what sort of expenditures, nature, vendor, amounts are coming in this GL code, so that if you understand the pattern, suppose one expenditure is monthly, quarterly, half yearly, annually, how it is coming to the books, whether TDS is there, whether GST is there, whether I am able to avail the input tax credit, all such things in the chart of accounts, you can get into it one by one, you can drill down so that you can understand what is the pattern of booking of expenditure in the books of account. You may be feeling it is very boring or a story. Believe me, this is the requirement. When you go to the industry, from there only you have to start what is chart of account, what is the expenditure booking pattern, what are the business dynamism of the company, what is the location, what are the business areas, where the company is operating, all such things you have to get into one by one. So now one more thing. If you want to see what is balance sheet, you may be knowing that balance sheet asset is equal to liability plus shareholders equity. But in balance sheet, what are those items? Just from the chart of accounts, go in the financial statement, how grouping is being done. Your asset is going grouped under which heads out of that? Means if you see, you have current asset, long-term liability, current liability, shareholders, long-term debt, other liability, deferred revenue, short-term debt, accounts payable. These are only some heads I have given you. After that, go and understand what is the grouping pattern of that. If any GL code is there, out of these patterns, where exactly it is going and landing. Whether it is going to cash, account receivable, inventory, PP, goodwill, intangible asset, where it is going and grouping. Why? Ask question to you. If it is getting grouping, why? So that you can have a complete glimpse of the financial statement from chart of account to GL to grouping. This is the story behind finalization. And queries come from there. Why it has grouped here? Why not there? So this is the preface of finalization. And after that, being all become students, you must know what is bank reconciliation statement. How many of you know BRS? Just raise your hand. Let me understand. Who have knowledge about BRS? And why BRS is required? In organization, tomorrow if you go any company, entry level, they will tell you do BRS only. Why BRS is important? And whenever any auditor will come, books of account is closed, the first activity is that your BRS have been done and closed or not. So now question may be coming in your mind, what does it mean? Bank reconciliation. Why I need to do bank reconciliation? So nobody knows what is BRS? Absolutely correct. What she is trying to tell, you have your bank statement, you have your books in system. What is the difference? If any check has issued but not cleared, I have issued one check to my vendor that has not cleared my vendor. So in my books, when the moment I'll issue the check, my bank account will get credited and the vendor account will get debited because I am raising a check to them. But in bank statement that has not cleared, my cash has not gone, it is still there. So when you go to the bank statement, that amount is in the bank statement, but in your books it is not there. So in your reconciliation statement, check issued but not cleared. First item, you have to add to your balance to your book. First balance as per cash book, it is your own book. That instance you have to add back. So you need to know what are those house banks, what are those current accounts, what are those OD facilities. First, you have to see all those. What are the working capital structure? So if you know this preface, you can venture into SAP. So before SAP, you need to know all this basic understanding. These are very basic. Many other things are there, but that we can start. So here question comes, if your effort is there, but if you are doing a wrong tool, so what will happen? No result. You are putting effort, but wrong tool. So your result will be 0. So where is the problem? With effort or tool? Tool. So for accounting, if you see, your effort is that what you have learned for finalization of accounts. Tool is your SAP. So if you are using SAP, then you will get result, that is your financial statement. And when you are talking about accounting, accounting is a very responsible work. Accounting is a very responsible work because what you are measuring and what you are determining, that is conveyed to the shareholders. So don't think that books of accounts maintenance is a very easy job. It is a very critical and very responsible job. So when we are doing finalization, we cannot take granted any transaction. We have to go very in depth, understand, analyze the transaction, then only we can finalize our books of accounts. So when it comes about accounting, it is, don't take per se it is accounting. Accounting also a very responsible job. So when you are doing, because what I am conveying that when tomorrow you will work, you should know that the importance of accounting. Okay, now story is finished. Now main agenda start. So I told what is financial statement, cash flow, balance sheet and statement of profit and loss. 2 more are there that I am not covering. So now question comes, sir, I have joined one industry. How will I understand the business parlance of the company? Now you told what is chart of account, what is books of account, how to track, how to see the expense. But how I will come to know the business, what the company is doing in SAP environment? So for that, go and ask your boss, sir, how many type of modules are there in SAP that is being operated? So he will give you or she will give you that we have a FI module, we have CO module, we have MM module, we have SD module, we have logistic module, we have production planning module, we have quality, plant maintenance project, HR, lot of modules are there. So now question comes, what is the use of these modules? Just give attention to my words, what I am telling, very important. Nowadays, any ERP software, whether it is SAP, Oracle, anything is there, most of these softwares or ERPs are integrated softwares. Now question comes, what is integrated? Integrated means all these modules work one-on-one, not on isolation. If I am putting any entry in SD module, what I push SD entry? Sales accounting. So if the serial number 5, any sales and distribution entry is there, then automatically my FI entry will be pushed in my books. The moment one goods will move out of your company against an invoice, it will not only touch the quantity through SD, it will also hit the books with the sale value in your books. Means when you push through SD any entry, then immediately your customer account will get debited, that is your trade receivable, with cash account, your sales account to credit. Means your revenue side sales will increase, then in your balance sheet your trade receivable or debtor will increase. The moment your debtor will pay you, so it will come in treasury. So how it will come? Cash will come from the debtor to the entity. So that moment what entry will pass? You will pass your cash or bank account will get debited to your debtor account credited. So immediately your cash account and balance sheet, one current asset will get increase, your debtor will get decrease. So any entry you pass throughout any module, all will be quantified in monetary terms in your books. That is called your integrated system of accounting. Anywhere, any accounting entry you pass, all will be quantified in monetary terms, and at the end of the day, it will tell you whether you have earned money, you have sustained loss, or you have made profit. So if you want, all your transactions have been captured in a day. At the end of the day, before locking your office, you can calculate how much you have earned or you have sustained loss. So that's why this is called integrated. So tomorrow, suppose you will go any domain, it may be your logistics, SD, MM, marketing, sales. Believe SAP knowledge is very much required, because wherever you go, whatever you do, you need to know about SAP. If the organization is big or small, ERP also is there, you need to know the basic nitty-gritty how the system works. If you don't know about integration, if I am pushing any entry in SD or MM, how it is impacting my books, then not acceptable. You have to understand. So now, finalization of accounts. So these are the things. Just read with me. Some of the items I have find out what to be done when doing the finalization. First, all post, all park document. You know, in SAP, there cannot be a direct entry in the books. It moves through first park, then post, then authorization. 3 criteria are there. So ensure all park documents should be properly posted for that period, for which period you are going to finalize the accounts. Manual and automatic posting access. I will tell you in 1 minute how it is given. When you are into finalization, you have to do that one. Settlement run of all items. In SAP, many transactions are run through settlement run. That you have to done. Just remind it. Don't take lot of stress. Just learn and understand. I'll tell you what. Ledger scrutiny. Vendor, customer, general ledger. These 3 things you have to go and check whether all transactions have been properly accounted for or not. If any missed document is there, that you have to push in the system. If any wrong entry is there, you have to rectify. This is called your scrutiny. Very important. For youngsters, you will assign only these many assignments. You will not give any hi-fi job. Initial they will give this job only. So at least you should know as a beginner or entry level what I should know. Ledger scrutiny of vendor, customer, general ledger, bank reconciliation of all house banks. What is house bank? I will tell you. Then knockoff of all common balances of vendor, customer, and general ledger. What is knockoff? I have given an advance to a customer. Customer account will show a debit balance. I have purchased, I have sold something to a customer. Customer account will show a debit balance because I have debited the customer. Money has come, customer account get credited. But whether you have knocked off this debit and credit? No. Why? Because if you will not knock off, then it will show your credit portion as a liability and debit portion as your asset. So for that, you have to knock off both the items so that the net amount will show in the customer balance. So that is called your knocking off provision. So knocking off of all common balances of vendor, customer and general ledger, wherever is there, which is common, means debit and credit for same transaction is there, you have to knock it off and bring it to the net balance. What next? Any rectification entry, you have to do rectification entries. Clearing all GRIR accounts. How many of you know what is GRIR accounts? In SAP, it is a terminology. Whenever you purchase anything, either it is a service or material, it will not straightway go to your vendor account. I will give you a practical example. Because I told integration is there, MM, SD, FI, all are there. So one MM person, when they are receiving the material, what entry they will pass? Your material account debit, because inventory has come, they will give a credit to GRIR. It is a uncrystallized, unconfirmed vendor. The moment that bill will come to finance and you are in the desk for processing the vendor bill, when goods is coming to the industry, what statement is being prepared? Anybody knows? If some goods has received in my company and materials department has inspected, then they are sending the document to finance. You know what document they are sending? They are using one goods receipt note, GRN. So in that they will tell what is the quantity, what is the price, everything they will mention with all invoices. From material it will come to finance. So finance people, what they will do, they will debit to the GR account because already credited by the MM, they will debit to the GRIR and credit to the vendor. So when you go to SAP, it will not come to you that you will straightway put material account debit to vendor account. It will not come because your integrated accounting system is there. Individually, model wise it will run. So it will not come straightwise. Then final thing, this one is your taking dump of trial balance and grouping, what I told just a moment back. Then closing period, that also I will tell how control is being established. Then SAP server. What are the servers? If you go to this SAP screen, you will get many type of servers. Like your development is there, production is there, mock is there, quality is there. But believe me, when you are working on a real field for any industry, you will work on production server only because it is a live document. So that you ensure when you are going, you see in the company how many type of servers are there. Because there may be some developmental quality sandbox like servers are there. Don't by mistake click anything and push any entry. So before that, ensure from your bosses what are the servers and under which server I have to work. Like here I have tell production, it is the live data. So when you are going, understand how many servers data are being maintained. That is very crucial. Then document symbol, maybe knowing what is open, what is closed, means cleared, open document, closed document and parked document. These three document type is very essential for you. Any ledger scrutiny, you can go and you can see whether it is a open type, cleared or closed type or parked but not posted. If you don't know this document type, then you will be in a trap. Then manual entry access. Now onwards, how SAP you will do. Suppose any entry you want to push manually, but some restrictions are there. So chart of accounts, what I told, if you go to FS00, you will get all chart of account like this. Per se, I'll put you PF other, staff welfare, power, fuel. These are the group. And under that, this type of GL codes will be there. So this is called your chart of account and grouping. Under a particular group, what is the nature of GL codes that you want to create, you can create and you can keep for your books of accounts. So similarly, when you are giving manual, then you have to go to any ledger and you have to untick this option that is post automatically only. So if you put this untick, then in the GL code you can pass any JB. Otherwise, this system will not allow to pass any entry manually. Similarly, now house bank, this is very important for bank reconciliation. I told you what is house bank. If you see any organization, many bank accounts are there, where your classification will be like main account, out account. If you see here, this is main, this is in, and this is out. Three type of bank account. For single bank, 3 GL codes are there. So you may be wondering, for one bank, why 3 GL codes are there? Because this is for ease of doing business. How? Whenever any balance or amount is coming inward to the company, that will be booked in the in account only. When you are receiving any money, you are passing entry, it will come only the in account. When you are issuing check, then it will be accounted for only in the out bank. And your main account should be always tallied to your bank statement. So when you are pushing any entry first in account, and the moment it will be reflected in the bank account, immediately you have to transfer from in to main account, so that any point of time, your main account balance will tally to your bank statement. So this is the beauty of SAP and BRS. And through that, these are the things. Suppose any out is there, what I was telling a while back, if any amount is bank out is there, it means check have been issued but not cleared by vendor. So it will remain here only in the books. It will not touch to your main account. The moment that check will get clear, that amount will reduce from your main account. So this way, no need of doing or tracking your BRS. From here only will come to know. If any amount, when you are finalizing, you will see that it is in the out account, but not transferred to the main account. You should understand, if you know that these are the checks that have been issued by the company, but not cleared by the vendor. That's why in the main account that has not reflected. So any amount on any closing period, if it is reflected in your out accounts, you have to understand for your BRS purpose, these are the checks issued but not cleared by the vendors. So this way your ease of doing and finalization of account one by one step will be easy. So these are the things that I told you. Now one more thing very important, when you are finalizing your accounts, ensure that all parked account or entries should be posted. So what is park and post? You can go and see the T code FBB3. You can go this T code FBB3 and document list put for the reporting period. Suppose now I have putting 2024, you can put 2025 and you can see this period, how much entries are there which have been parked but not posted. So what will happen if one document is parked but not posted? It will not form part of your books of accounts. I have only parked, but I have not posted. So thing is that it will not reflect in your books of accounts and you will not taking it that amount for your finalization. So when you are finalizing, ensure that all part document is ideally required to be posted before closure of the books. If any item has missed part stage only, not posted, then it will not quantify your profit and loss or it will not flow to your balance sheet. So that you have to ensure. Then post part documents. So how to post? Go to FBB 0, then document list, then put the user, take the document which is parked but not posted, and then you go to list, go to post, and post. Document will get post. So FBB 3, you can see what are the documents parked but not posted. Then tell the user, go to this T code and post whatever documents is required to be posted by them so that it will form part of your books of accounts. Then display GL documents. I told this is a FB03. If any document auditor has raised, I want to have this breakup of this document, you are in the central accounts. So what we will do, because auditor will do this ledger scrutiny, they will list some document, go to FB03, put the document number if you can see, put the year, then you straight away go and you can see the entry, what has been passed. Then you can go to this entry level and you can get who is the person who has passed. Like here if you go, here you can, after getting into the system, you can understand who has passed this entry and you can ask the person, please provide the document backup. So these are the small things, but you need to know about finalization so that it will give you some momentum or value addition. Like now many times what happens when you are entry level, after passing an entry, your boss will tell, bring the JV and sign it and document it with all documents. So for that, when we have park, post, everything, now your turn is that to take a printout of the things. So you can use the T code ZJV, put the document which you have posted, go to print preview and you can take this printout. Where how it will work, industry, it will be prepared by, suppose you are the person who was prepared, your name will come in the blue field, then checked by, suppose I am checking and authorized. When these three are getting signed, post in the system with all documentary evidence, it will go to filing for a document number wise. Then your thing is that park post hierarchy. In an organization, when you will join, this is very important, just pay attention to me. Tomorrow when you will go and work in an industry, you will report to somebody. So whatever activity you will do, there will be a maker and the upper one your checker. They will check what you are doing. So for that one, park post hierarchy is required to be fixed. If he will park, who will post and who will authorize? That is very essential. Otherwise, if he will park, it will go to that designated person, not to all. So this hierarchy is very important. And if you are in central accounts, you need to know what is the posting parking system in this company. Here you can show or you can see this company code, park, post and authorization scheme. These are the employee codes. These numbers are the employee code. Tomorrow you will work in an industry, you will also get a employee tag or number. So these people will park, it will go to posting and this person will be the authorizer. This is the hierarchy you should know and you should also map yourself. If I am doing the parking, who is doing the posting? This way you can understand the hierarchy, how it runs for an organization. So this is very important. Once you have done this park post, it will come like this. When this general voucher will get printed, the park, post and authorization hierarchy, the way it has mapped in the SAP, it will come so that you have to sign it and all backup document like invoice, GR and everything you have to attach with this and you have to file it for future audit. You know your books of account documents, how many years you have to return your document? As per income tax, 8 years. Any document today you have prepared, you have to keep the document, you have to preserve that one for 8 years for any future audit. So accounting is a very responsible thing. It is not that only I posted my job is over. No. Once you have done, you have to properly record it. In SAP also options are there. You can upload document for a future reference. So these are very essential things. With that, all signature, all documents should be there in the file, or many companies are like MRPL is also now doing digitization of document. So you have to digitize digital signature with the digital scanned copy, and in SAP also you can upload those documents. So any document, suppose this document number is 2938992. If I go to FV03, I'll put there is one option is there, you click, you will get all supporting document like invoice, GRN and everything. This is called Digital India. So nowadays people are making the office paperless. They are not putting much papers in the office. They are getting invoices in online, GRNs online, all invoices online, any backup document online, they are putting in one place along with the voucher and keeping in the SAP itself. Tomorrow somebody wants to know about this document number 2938992, no need to ask anybody, whether it is auditor, statutory body or anybody. Straight away go to any T code, get the document, then and there you will get all documents enclosed to your entry. So this way paperless work has been started. Now reversal of document, very interesting. In industry people make lot of mistakes. So how to do? In SAP Mind, no document can be deleted. You cannot delete anything. Why? Question maybe, why I cannot delete? Why you cannot delete? Because to maintain the audit trail. When you are subject to audit, now they will see any document which has deleted. No, you cannot delete. You have to maintain this sequence. Like you are invoicing in any invoicing, you cannot delete one invoice. If you are deleting also, you have to keep the record. Similarly in SAP, if you are making any mistake, you can reverse it. You cannot delete it. So that reversal, either you can do FB08 or FBRA. So how you will do? Just see the steps, nothing difficult. Just see like a movie here. If you want to reverse, just go to FB08 reversal document. Put the document which you want to reverse, put there. Then you go and put the region of reversal in current period only. Then you go, this document is there. Now post it. So when you will post, this document will come, the document number such and such was posted by the company code successfully. Then you go and see this document has been reversed. So this reversal access is given to only the central nodal agency who has the authority to reverse. It is not given to everybody. Similarly, now question comes, very frequent question, when one GL code is required to be created, how to be created in SAP, very interesting. If you go to FS00, suppose you have given one request that I need to open one GL code, just study. Why I told you beginning, you need to know the grouping and GL nature, because tomorrow one GL request has come to you for opening in the SAP. The first requirement for you to determine what is the other GL codes of the same nature. If you don't know the other GLs of the same nature, what GL you are going to open, you cannot open. Once you know, just identify that GL replica that is already there in the system, keep that GL code, copy that one and bring like this, put a nomenclature, save it. So that GL code will get created in your SAP. So this is only copy paste world. So if you know tricks that I have to create this GL code and this similar type of GL where it has grouped and where, if I know like this, if I know that this GL is there under which group, like I told you here many groups are there, you need to know GL where it is required to be grouped, similar nature, only copy paste, put a new GL code and put its description and save it. So new GL code will be opened with some control. So this is the thing. So here one trail is there, who is created, who was created, on which date it has created, also trail is there in SAP, you can find out. Then your OB08, that is your exchange server, as Roger sir was telling, when multi-currency options are there, how to maintain your books. One T code is OB08. I am not telling to remember. The thing, what sort of things can be done in SAP. So here if you go OB08, you can get multiple currency. Like here you can see USD, then your other AED, then other currency, what currency you want to, then your buy rate, sell rate, its date on which this rate is there, everything you can get here, and you can put everyday updation for that, and you can get the entries, and when you are getting the entries, whenever any foreign currency transaction is there, on that rate you can convert your transaction. So I am not going to in that. FB03 I told, FB03 you can view any document like this. Now one more is print document also I have told. So now we will go to the main agenda of today. that is your OB52 and OKP1. I need your attention here. In finalization of accounts, the very important thing is that control, system control. And this is that the 2 T codes, it gives you the system control, because when you are finalizing account for a period, you need to know how to put control. When you go to OB52, this OB52 is a period control, when for what period you are going to finalize and how to create a control. So when you will put your company code, this type of table will open. And you see here GL group wise, it will tell time, period to period, which period you want to open the system and which period you want to close the, so that you can finalize the account. Suppose, just listen to me carefully. If you are doing finalization for Q1 of 2025, so Q1 of 2025 will start from 1st April 2025 to which date? First quarter of the company starts on 1st April to which date? July? Yes. So your period will start from 1st April 2025 to 30th June 2025. So now what is required to be done? Now it is required to be done that when you are having the OB52, so your first period will start from number 1 and the second period will be 3. Because why? It is April, May and June. So when you have not logged this OB52, that 1 to 3, then it will capture all other entries which is beyond 3 also, correct? So when this screen, I am just want to see whether it is visible from here or not, that's why I came here. So when this OB52 is there, this GL group you see, just what you see front, don't see me. When you are seeing front, that from account to this account, these are the GL controls groups have made, and period 1 to period 1 is the period for which you want to finalize the accounts. So if you forget to close the period 1 to 3 and you have opened the period 3, then after finalization also entries for the period will continue in the system. So when you are finalizing your accounts, so first your OB52 control, you should see that all GL codes for 1st to 3 has already been closed in the books, so that now you can go for finalization. So this OB52 gives you period control. So you can see posting period, specifically time interval overview. So it will tell you now for this SAP which period is open and which period is closed. So when you are finalizing the Q1 accounts, after all entries passed in the books of accounts, first go to the OB50 and close period 1 to 3, so that your from period should be 4 to onwards, so that no entry can be pushed for the period 1st April to 30th June in the SAP anymore, so that you can now close the books and you can start finalizing the accounts. So now you can see this document SAP period. So this is a question in SAP, how many periods are there? I told you here, you see in SAP 1 to 16, but you may be wondering, for a calendar year there may be 1 to 12. How come in SAP 16 periods are there? So this is the things why extra periods are there, because your period 12 up to is the all normal entries, 13 is your statutory auditor's purpose, any rectification entry is required to be passed, 14 is that after that if any rectification entry you can pass, 15 also is there and 16 also is there. So MRPL we have making our accounts in this way, so you can also understand how these extra 4 periods are there and how to control. Believe me, these are all related to audit. It may be for CAG or statutory audit, so period specific any observation is there and you want to have a control, then these 4 extra periods are there. That's why in SAP in place of 12, you can see the reporting period 1 to 16. So after that, if you go to this OKP1, like I told OB52, that is your GL level control. So this OKP1 is your cost center level control. So what do you mean by cost center? So if you go here, you can see that when any FI entry you are passing, not only you are hitting a GL code, but you are putting one cost object also. That cost object is your cost center. So here you can see now this 1 to 3 is ticking is there. Here also you can see up to 16 period is there. When your GL is 1 to 3 is blocked, then this period also you have to block by ticking, because all periods are blocked. So now only your 4, 5, 6 period only you can push the entry. So when you are finalizing the books of accounts, your cost center booking and your GL level booking control should be there with you. Before finalizing, close those periods for which you are going to finalize the accounts, and that can be done through two T codes. One T code is OB52, that is your GL control, and OKP1 is your cost control. So this is your controlling feature for SAP. So now very important, after that we will close. SAP chart of accounts. T code is OBD4. So you may be wondering what is chart of accounts. So if you go to this T code, how chart of accounts appears, you just see, because chart of accounts is basically what? It may be asset, one GL code either may be grouped as asset or liability or income or expenses. So in my books of accounts, what are the GL codes in OBD04? So if you go to OBD04, you will get like this series. Just see it, whether you can see it or not. You can see the major heads like asset, loans, then your GST, any finance cost, depreciation, like here you can see lease, depreciation, finance, OCI, sundry debtor, cash, house bank, other accounts. Like that grouping is there, that is called your chart of accounts. So any account you are creating among this chart of accounts. And if you can see further in that, you can get, suppose, let us go to this first one, fixed asset recon. It starts from this GL to this GL code. I have assigned the range. So when you will go to the range, you will get these many GL codes are there, like land, building, other things. So this is the way things are being maintained in the books of accounts, and while you are doing the finalization of accounts, you need to know all about this so that you can go and group the accounts for your books finalization. So basically if you see this asset liability, so this some series are there. Means for asset you have to define a series. For liability also define series, equity, income, expense. In the GL label, you have to define this series. My GL will start this number to this number. When you are opening a GL code or grouping, you have to follow this sequence. So these are the some things that I have made. From there, you can understand that for my account group, my asset, current asset, fixed asset, how the groups are there. Like for your example, if you can easily understand, from 440 to 4499, all interest income GL codes will be grouped. So any GL I want to create, I have to create in this range. Like expenses, selling, general expenses, depreciation, amortization, interest expenses, tax, you have to follow this series. Suppose, don't sleep, get up. So suppose only depreciation GL code is there. This range, you have wrongly opened here. What will happen? It will show you a wrong figure, because one depreciation we is supposed to create in the depreciation grouping, but you have, by wrongly you have created under interest. So it will give a wrong accounting. So special GL indicator I will not tell you. I will tell you something interesting. Here you see. Very interesting. Here just I need your focus. What T code is this one? This is your FBL1N. FBL1N is used for what? Yes. Only right answer is coming this side. I expect this side also. FBL1N is your vendor account balance. So when you will go to this FBL1N dump, you can see one tick here. Normal and special. You know what is the difference between two? Actually business runs through this special only, no normal. Now things are runs in a very abnormal way. So when special GL indicator is there, what does it mean? What is normal, what is abnormal? Means special. Special means some specialty is there. And I believe my words, special GL indicator is the only thing through which accounting finalization through SAP is having a unique feature. Normal is there in all type of ERP package, but the special GL indicator is here. How it runs? If you go to any entry, you can see here that if any entry which is not normal, tell me one entry for vendor which is not normal. Can somebody tell? Any type of entry for vendor which is not normal. Where is become 3 third is there? This side. Oh, so my audience is this side. Okay, sorry. I was asking that side. Now your Q&A session. Now no Gyan. Now I will test your knowledge. You tell me in FBL1N how this special GL indicator works. And before that, forget about SAP. You tell me what type of entry in vendor account is normal and what type of entry in vendor account is special. Anyone? In vendor account, what type of entry is normal? In vendor account, suppose vendor will give you a bill, what entry will push in the system? You are getting me what I am asking? If a vendor has given you one bill in your books of account, what entry will pass? Shall I come down? No, na? Achha. No, I thought you people are feeling shy, that's why you are not answering. I am very interactive. I can sit there with you, I can discuss with you. Tell me, what is special entry in vendor account? And what is normal entry in vendor account? Who among you is the most intelligent student? Means who is called as the genius or the most intelligent student? You just tell his name so that he will stand. Stand. Don't feel shy. I am your friend only. Why you are getting shy? We will interact, na? Who? I think you. Okay, it's okay. You tell me, what is the normal type of entry for vendor? In a vendor account, what entry is normally passed? Tell me, don't feel shy. Tell. In a vendor account, you are leave it here. You are student, na? In vendor account is your 11th standard. You are in BCom, na? BB, ठीक है sir. BPM is graduation, na? After PU only you have come here. PU means enough, na? What entry you are required for vendor? If vendor is giving one invoice, what entry will pass in the books of account? Tell me, don't take so much of time. What entry will pass here? Tell me, if a vendor has given one invoice, what entry will push in the system? Tell me. Vendor has supplied to a goods or service. He has raised an invoice to the company. It has now in your desk. What entry will pass? Good receipt. Then entry. I am talking about accounting entry. What you will debit? What you will credit? 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 Okay. When you are buying any goods, vendor is providing your goods or services, then they are raising one invoice. Invoice has come to you. So when you are taken a service can be inventorized. Can you inventorize service? No. Service, the moment is availed, it has to be debited to P&L because you cannot store like goods. So it will not move to your balance sheet. It will straight go to your P&L, expenditure account debit, and then credit to the vendor. Now you have to pay, na? So when I am telling any normal entry for vendor, it means that either goods is debit or expenditure is debit to vendor. This is normal. But I want to know what can be the special entry. So this side I will go. What can be the special entry? Normal entry they could not answer. Now you tell me a situation when this entry is special so that we are using this special GL indicator. Just you tell me. Absolutely correct. What does it means? Many times, first we are getting the service or good, then only we are making the payment to the vendor. Very rightly answered by him. I don't know your name. But suppose for your procurement of goods or service, first you are paying cash, then subsequently you are getting service or good. That will be run through special. Because in books of account, no vendor will first get debit. It will always get credit, then it will get debit. So if any situation is there which is contrary to the normal accounting situation, that will all be guided by the special category through special GL indicator. So now come question to them. If any special transactions are there, so what entry will pass in the books of account? Like she told, advance I have given to the vendor first. So what entry will push in the system? What entry will push in the system? Why I am asking? Because it carries a weight. That's why I am telling. Yes, I am coming to you. You tell me. What entry will push when you are giving any advance to the vendor first? No bills are there. Yes. Tell me. Yeah. Eh? When you are making advance to the vendor, there is no credit balance. You are pushing a payment to the vendor. So what sort of entry will pass in the books? Sorry? Okay. Okay. Vendor account debited to the bank account. So if I put a debit entry to the vendor, so where it will appear in my balance sheet? If I put a debit entry to the vendor, okay. When I am selling a good, what entry I am passing? Customer account debited to sales account. So customer account is a part of trade receivable, debtor in balance sheet, asset side. Similar situation, you consider one vendor where I am putting a debit entry to bank. So where it will group? It will go and will group in the debtor only, not liability. Because you are putting a debit entry, it will treat it as a customer only. Because normal situation, you are putting only debit to customer first. Then you are getting money from the customer knocking off. But vendor, first will come credit, then it will come debit. But if something which you are doing contrary, then that purpose special GL indicator is there. Why? Now I will tell you. So hope what I am trying to tell you is clear. Okay. Now in books of account, how it happens? It happens like this. So if I have given like FBL 5 and also customer, there also special is there. Customer is always debit. If a customer is paying me material advance first money, my goods demand is huge in the market. So they have to pay money to the company first. They, like Apple's phone, demand is huge. You know, the day Apple phone is released, people are standing outside this showroom to get a mobile. So demand is there. So many people, what happens? Now they are giving advance to the shopkeepers that you keep my money. You give me tomorrow the Apple 16 as soon as it reaches to the market. So for that money receipt, they have to boost one entry in the books. So there, this customer account, their customer account is getting credit first. Because money is coming first, goods or service is going next. Correct? So this type of situation where it will happen, like APL 3N also, you see, there is no special GL indicator. Just like customer vendor, this is your vendor. Here you are getting special GL indicator FBL 1N. Just see, these three are enough. After that we will wrap up. FBL 1N is there. When you going, you are getting a special GL indicator. Right or wrong? Yes or no? Yes, na? So when you are going for customer, you are getting special? Yes, here. How no? Here also you are getting a special GL indicator. So vendor and customer, you are getting a field called special GL indicator. But third category is for GL, FBL 3N. When you are going FBL 3N. So whether you are getting any special GL indicator? Now question, why no for special GL indicator in the FBL 3N? Who can answer? Who can answer? Why customer and vendor there is special GL indicator and for GL there is no special GL indicator? Because in a GL code, both debit and credit is normal only. For a GL indicator, if it is a liability straight away, not routing through any vendor or customer, then you can push either debit or credit. There is no such restriction. That's why no special GL indicator. If any amount you are paying, so what is that? Asset or liability? I am making one advance payment. That is asset or liability? Asset. Why asset? Because I will receive something in return of the cash. Today I have paid, tomorrow I will receive. So it's an asset. Suppose tomorrow I have purchased something or I have to pay somebody something, then that will be routed through liability. But in asset, if it is your given general ledger, not through vendor and customer, it will go to a asset code. If it is a liability, it will go to liability. So there is no special type of transaction. Like customer or vendor, general ledger, there is nothing called special GL indicator. If you know this concept, in industry, understanding the business or doing the business will be very easy. That's why the beauty of SAP for accounting, as far as I know, is the special GL indicator. So now what I told, special GL indicator is for vendor, customer, but it is not for any general ledger. And reason I have told you. Now question comes, I have told you knock-off of entry. Knock-off entry is there because first I have purchased one goods, I have given a credit to the vendor, subsequently I have paid debit to the vendor. Now question comes whether those two entries are required to be knocked off. Yes. In SAP you have to knock off those entries. How you will do? Very important. How you will do? Either it is customer or vendor. You can go to F-44, select this one, go here. You see, mind, put your eyes, whether it is visible to you all. You see here, this transaction is a red dot. What does it red dot? No, I told document type. Open, close, park. So this is open document. Why it is open document when debit and credit is there? But you see here, for this Blue Star Limited, this debit is there, credit is there, net balance is 0. Then why it is not green, only red? Why it is red? Why it is red? Red means danger, na? Hey, why open? You have purchased, you have made the payment, it should be green, na? Because your balance is 0. Na? For this transaction, these are two transactions, so it total balance is 0, should be green. One by one. Not posted na, in books only na here. In vendor code, how it is not posted? No, both are documents are there. Both are 30th June and 31st March, not old. Why it is not green? In SAP, believe me, if any document, this red is there, system is telling you something wrong is there. Correct it. What system is telling you? Just put your logic. There is not. Which account is not closed? How it will close? It is equal, na madam. Debit and credit is equal and total balance under this yellow line is 0, na. Debit and credit is matching and total is 0. So it is matching, na. How it is not matching? That's why I told when debit is there, credit is there, whether you have vendor clearing, whether you have cleared the balance from your books. No, you have not cleared. That's why system is there. This garbage you have to clean. So you have to go for F.44. Here you have to go. Now you see, type of field wise selection from T code FBL1N. Go to FBL1N, put this special GL indicator K. K is for all creditors. And you go here, these two items are appearing. Just square it off and your document will be generated. Now this document, if you go, these are 0. Now it is green or red? Green. Why? Because now you have cleared. When you will go to the vendor account, FBL3N, on a particular date, these two documents will not appear in the books of account because you have procured the material, you have paid, game over, remove that from your books of account, no need to see. But my interesting question now to all the students, why clearing is required in the industry? Why is SAP is telling? Because SAP is telling now these two accounts are 0 only total. So how will it impact my books of account? It will not impact my books of account if I will not clear also. But question is that why system is throwing a indicator of red? It is telling some danger is there, and when you are clearing, then indicator is that green. Now all fine. So you tell me why this F-44 knocking or clearing of vendor is required in books of account. I want to know from you from a practical perspective, not from theoretical. You tell me, just use your brain and tell me why clearing is required, or else I will tell you. Let us assume you are going for scrutiny of a ledger. You are going for scrutiny of a ledger. So what you will do? You will go to FBL1N, you will select this vendor, blue star, and put the balance. So ideally what it should convey to you as a vendor? It should convey to you as on date, what are those bills that is payable to the vendor, and net should be a credit balance, means net amount payable to the vendor should only reflect. But if this entry is still there, and this entry is still there, totally zero, do you feel in FPL1N after this payment period, these two entries should be visible to you? No. Why? Because these two transactions are cleared. Now you need to know that when I am going to FBL1N, that liability towards the vendor needs to be reported what amount is required to be paid by the entity to the vendor only. There should not be any transaction which has already been paid to the vendor. Am I clear? Am I clear? You need to know which are this amount which is required to be payable to the vendor, not that which amount we have already paid and cleared from your books. So it will mislead you if you go to FBL1N and all entries, including these two entries in the books of account will be there. You may be wrongly thinking that this amount has already not paid and this amount has already advance payment is made, but it has not properly accounted in the books of account. To eliminate this one, to give a bird's view or bird's eye view, they will give all those entries which is clearly payable to the vendor. For that, system is telling clear this document. So now you see what I am telling you. So if you go here, any entry, if you see which is debit nature, any entry is there, means positive. One entry is there, 380 rupees. Is it visible to all of you? Why it is there? Because you see one column is there, special GL indicator. So now I will tell you how it happens. When any debit entry is there, which is not knocked off any credit entry, it means that it is a pure advance paid to the vendor, and for that, bill has not yet been submitted by the vendor to the company. So this debit entry, you see the GL indicator is A. So it is a asset for the company. It will not knocked off entire the balance. So what you are seeing, the net balance of the vendor is 1,68,232 credit is there. In that only one debit entry is there. So this debit entry will not part of my sundry creditor or trade payable. It will go and group as an asset because it's an advance to the vendor. So this type of classification, whether it is advance or any deductions, these are guided by this special GL indicator. So this positive figure will go and group as an asset. Rest all credit balance will group as a liability. But don't feel that if I go to sundry creditor, my total balance will appear in the balance sheet this. No. So this is the beauty of SAP, where it is segregating the balances through asset liability in special GL indicator. Now question may be coming, if this 380 rupees is against this 730 rupees credit, then what would have been done? What should have been done? It should be, if that 380 rupees debit balance is correspondence to this 730 rupees credit balance, then what sort of action is required to be taken by the company? Yes, now you have to knock it off partially, because in earlier entry, your amount was one-on-one, 35,757 to 35,757, that is called your full clearing, means debit and credit are matching. Per se, one example I have taken here, if this 380 rupees debit is there and 730 rupees credit is there and it is related entry, then you have to go for partial clearing. So what will happen? 730 rupees minus 38, what is the net credit balance will appear here, and this type of clearing is also there. Why it is there? You may have given one advance to a vendor 1 lakh rupees against a ARC, and recurring supplies are there. Whenever recurring supplies are there, like 10,000, 10,000, 10,000, every moment when the invoices are coming, you have to square up the main balance with the supply amount, and rest amount should be appearing in the trade payable. So this is the process called partial clearing or full clearing, that is very important from the industry perspective. Similarly, F-32, like F-44 is for vendor, F-32 is the clearing process for customer. So now you can go and explore the same thing. Here if you see, red button is there. Amount is debit, credit, both are there. You have to go here, you have to clear. Clearing, after this you can see, double click on, I have put the process. If you go there, this is, you see, partial clearing. You are not clearing, because why? Because this customer, the debit and credit amounts are not matching. This amount is the debit, my sales. I have received 11,700, net should be 974. So I have to do for partial clearing, because one-on-one it is not matching. So for that purpose, if you go, you can see 986, 279. The same figure appearing here, 986, 279 is appearing there with 11,700. The same figure here is my amount I have received from the customer. So now I can go and do the partial clearing there. So partial clearing, after clearing, this the amount is there. And once you have done this partial clearing, if you go to the ledger account of the customer, then you will get the net amount, 21,314. Am I clear? So two type of clearing is there. One is full clearing, when amount of credit debit are matching, or if it is partially supplied or partially paid, you can go for partial clearing. Once you have done, still you see red bullet is there. Why? Because it is still pending from the customers to be cleared. It has not knocked up. This amount is cleared. Now you see 986, 279 was the amount, 1170 is the amount. So this has now knocked up. 21,314 is now appearing as the balance after the knockoff. Getting me? So this is called partial clearing. And believe me, when you are doing finalization of accounts, if you have not done, your books of account is wrong. So you are feeling very small thing, but this small thing is creating lot of hurdles for the books of account. Auditor will come and give you a audit query that in books of account, your asset liability is represented wrong. It is not giving a true and fair view. So books account is wrong. So you may be thinking, what is their total balance is matching, how it is wrong? It is wrong, because your asset and liability will give wrong figure. So this way, ledger also, general ledger if you go, it is F.03. Same thing you can do for ledger also, you can clear the same thing, same process, same thing, everything is same. You will get after clearing, this is the amount of balance amount is there with a red bullet, means this much of amount is still there which is required to be cleared in future bills. So these are the things. So now jet transfer I will not tell you. I will, sir, how much time? Oh, I'll wrap up in 2 minutes. So I will not take you. This is my final thing, today's agenda. After that I'll close. It will take 2 minutes. But this is very crucial. Total whatever I told you, sum up is F.08. Just keep this T code in your mind, F.08, F.08, F.08. This is the T code for trial balance. For finalization, the final conclusive document from which you will do the finalization is the final document through which you will do your finalization is called as trial balance. What is trial balance? You know that the biggest challenge for accountant is balance sheet. Balance sheet. And never happens. Your balancing will never tally. Even though its name is balance sheet, but it will never tally. When you work, you will understand. But in SAP environment, if you work, it will always tally. Because system is taking care of your health and mind. They are not putting pressure to you. But you need to know their emotion also. How will you understand? Through these T codes. So how system is taking care of you, if you will not take care. Why I am telling? Practical thing I am telling. Many industry, SAP is giving garbage because of people who doesn't know SAP. So if you know SAP, give good. How many of you are using ChatGPT? Just raise your hand. Relax. You are not using? Not using? All are using. Acha. Do you feel what things you are asking in chat GPT, that is called as prompts? So you know every improvisation of your prompt, your answer changes. Why? Why? System changes its view based on your input. System changes its view based on your input. Similarly, in SAP environment, if you do with discipline, I am telling you in SAP, the foremost thing is required is the discipline of the user. System is correct, but the way user, like I will tell you, yesterday what happened in my company, one purchase is there, but in place of business place scale, we have business around 21 states in India. So every state's purchase will come to Mangalore, and from here we are booking the purchase. It's a very practical things. Just allow me to tell you 1 minute. When you are purchasing, the purchase amount will reflect where? There is a called sales register and purchase register. For GST purpose, these two documents are very important. Why? Because in purchase or sales register, it will give the all details of the purchase. Invoice number, date, vendor, GSTN number, base amount, tax components, under which form it is sold, what is the nature, everything. For my GST return filing, purchase register and sales register are very important. But if you are putting a right business place, then it will tell you this business is for this state or that state. If you put a wrong business place, it will always show a wrong thing. So it is not the mistake of the system, it is the mistake of the user who are giving the prompts. So when you are working in SAP environment, you need to focus more on your prompts, then system will give you a error-free result. So now you see F.08, how it looks, very important. I need your attention for 2 minutes. When you will put F.08, it will ask you for which financial year you want to take the dump of the trial balance, and for the period, for which period you want to take the dump of the financial statement. Because now you are finalizing the Q1 accounts, so you need to know 1, 2, 3, that is April, May and June. You have to put there, period you have to put there, and here one option is that print accounts not posted to. It means in this account, in your entire chart of accounts, any ledger is there where even no posting is made with zero figure, it will give the entire trial balance. So that you can get the all GL codes in your books of account, even though it is carrying a zero value. Getting me? So this way, you will get your layout and other thing, then you will get the trial balance like this. So what trial balance talks about? Individual GL wise, what is the balance carry forward? If it's a balance sheet amount, it will show debit of the period, credit of the period, and accumulated balance. So this is the dump for F.08 trial balance, and this end figure, based on that, you are doing the finalization. So with this, we'll clear our today's session. One more to just so. So how to take the carry forward of balance in your books. So now if you have any question, this forum is open for you. You can ask me any question so that one by one I can address. And I am expect you are not answering any question or you are not asking any question. It means that you understood everything or you have not understood anything. So I need some questions from student.
So one question. Once we go with the special GL account, okay, let's say advance is paid to the vendor and then the transaction is on. Now the goods of supply is received. So now at this particular point of time, what happens to the reconciliation? That can you explain to that? With the bank, the payment comes. So, but my balance is already with the vendor. So at this particular point of time, how that reconciliation procedure is taken place?
What sir is trying to tell, one example. One vendor is there. Upfront I have paid him 1 crore rupees. So in my books of account, what entry I'll pass? Vendor account debited with a special indicator because advance giving to the vendor with bank because it is going from bank. So now there is no supply from the vendor. This entry you have passed, now you are closing your books of accounts. So question is that in your books of account amount has been credited from bank, vendor is debited. Whether that vendor has cleared that check, suppose you have raised a check, whether that vendor has cleared the check, yes, then there is no reconciliation because your bank and your book both will tally. But if that vendor has not cleared, then that reconciliation of 1 crore will be there, that check issued but not cleared. In your bank account, amount will be more than 1 crore rupees from your book. Now next stage, vendor has supplied 50 lakhs of goods or services. So what entry will pass in your books? You tell second boy, you tell vendor has given the bill to company. I have given an advance 1 crore. What entry I have passed? Vendor account debit to bank account.
Yes.
Now vendor has given me the bill or bill of service 50 lakh rupees. What entry I will pass?
Vendor to bank again. Bill to bank.
Bank.
Yes.
Why bank will come?
Vendor to bill.
So you meant to say that my service account or goods receipt account will get debited, credited to the vendor. Right?
Yes, sir.
Confused?
Yes, sir.
When vendor has given you bill, then you have to pay vendor or vendor will pay you?
We have to pay vendor.
Pay. So if you have to pay, then vendor account should be a debit balance or credit balance?
Credit balance.
Why credit balance?
Because his account is getting credited.
No, why credit balance?
His account is getting credited. We have to pay them. So it is a credit for us.
That's why I know we have to pay, so it should appear credit balance. Why credit balance? Who told you to put a credit balance to vendor? Where it has written? Who has told you to put a credit balance? How many of you know golden rule of accounting? Yes. So golden rule is telling debit is the receiver, credit is the giver.
Yes, sir.
All asset accounts should be debited, liability account should be credited. So golden rule has told you that all givers should be credited. That's why you are crediting. So now if you are giving a credit to the vendor and giving a debit to the purchase account, so what subsequently you have to do as per what I told? Now you have to go for clearing, FDS 44, vendor clearing. So now in vendor account 1 crore rupees debit is there, 150 lakh credit is there. You have to do partial clearing or full clearing?
Partial.
Because full 1-to-1 amount is not there. After clearing, what will be the net balance in the vendor account?
50 lakhs.
Credit or debit?
Credit.
Correct. Means you understood everything. So I am happy that you understood really good.
Thank you, sir.
So that credit entry, what is appearing in the books, will not forming part of my bank reconciliation because bank reconciliation only takes care of the payment to the vendor or receipt from the vendor. So I have given 1 crore, 50 lakh rupees I have to now clear from the vendor account. It has nothing to do with my bank transaction. Because bank I have already paid 1 crore. Now materials are coming. In my books of account I am clearing. For my bank, 1 crore has already gone. So BRS it will not form part of. Only first instance will be form part of BRS. So with this, I thank
Excuse me,
each and
sir.
everyone.
There's a question.
Yeah, please.
Sir, can you tell about rectification of transaction with wrong special ledger? You mentioned about Z transfer. So I didn't understand that part.
Yes. Just 1 second, but not a very big deal. What to do in the jet transfer, that I will tell you. Just 1 minute, not more than that. Don't lose your patience. Yes. This one you are asking. This one you are asking. I have not told. That's why you didn't understand. So rectification of entry through jet transfer. But you tell me why in transfer it could be only transfer. Why jet is there? This side actually real good students. So they will now answer. So you tell me why Z is there. You tell me. You tell me. All those who are wearing specs, you tell me. No, he removed. So who are all you wearing? Don't remove. I am also wearing now. One spec guy is asking one more spec guy. You have to tell. Tell why Z is there. Why Z is there? All have removed their spec. Tell me why Z is there. I am asking you. You are making fun with him. Yeah, tell me. Why? No, don't remove your spec. You tell me why Z is there.
Company's non-SAP T code.
Company?
Non-SAP T code.
Yes. It is not a standard T code. It is not a standard. Z means you have created these T codes for your own benefit. So Z, anywhere you will see Z, it's all customized T codes. That word is customized T codes. It is not standard T code. You have created because of some your own efficiency. So anywhere you will see in SAP Z, then it is all customized. So now her question was there any rectification how we are doing. Just put a look here. This Southeastern Railway is a vendor. So here we have paid one refundable amount. Special GL indicator for the vendor is D. Deposit given. So suppose for deposit it is D. Just 2 minutes. You are not wearing just a moment back spec. Now you are put. Correct na? You have removed your spec na? But you see, if you are put spec, you see here. So vendor is with a debit balance. So this is D, that is deposit. Now question comes, you Z transfer is there. Why Z transfer? Because you should have used some different special GL indicator, but wrongly you have used something. So how to do Z transfer? So go there, this special GL indicator, then go to that vendor code, and now this special GL indicator is D. Now this vendor advance is there. So now you put A. Now this special GL indicator D should have been A, but you have made a wrong entry of D. Because many type of special GL indicators are there. Wrongly in place of A, you have used D. So you have found that its grouping is now different. So now I have to change this special GL indicator what I have wrongly used as D to A. So you are processing. Go to Z transfer. Posting key D is there. Then your special GL indicator go to A. Put 29 posting key is this A. Then you process it. Then simulate it. Then it will come. Your D is now credit and A is your debit. Means your 39 is your credit. 29 is your this posting key is very important. 39 and 29. So now what will happen? If you go and post and your document has generated. Now you go, you see here this 13455D was there. Now it has 0 with a credit and your A has transferred. So what does it mean? Wherever this type of rectification entry you have to pass, you have to follow this state Z transfer, so that one document 290061 is come. This is 290061 with right special GL indicator. So special GL indicator has now been changed from D to A. This is one of the example. There are many type of changes are there. You can do there. Understood? So this is the beauty of Z transfer. So you have to do accordingly. So any other question will address or will.
Sir, there was one journal you showed, and that the type was KA. What does KA mean?
Where?
In the special clearing, I guess, sir. In the KA is written in the type.
KA is your actually business. I don't know where you are showing, but what was that field name?
In the type, it it was written. Usually it's KZ and all. It will be
KZ,
Yeah.
okay, understood.
Like that in K was shown, sir.
Actually, this is called document type. So if you go to any entry, you will get a document type. Like, just I'll take you one example. Here you see this type. This is a document type, but very good question. What is the need of document? Because from this document type, you can understand whether it is a invoice, whether it is a journal entry, whether it's a payment entry, whether it's a receipt entry. So over like in MRPL for invoicing, we are using RE. When I am invoicing to any customer or somebody, I am using document type RE. It is not standardized. It depends on company to company, or some document types are standard. So when you are putting this essay, when I am doing the ledger entry, I know that these 3 entries are journal entries. So essay will tell that it is not a invoice or a receipt entry or nothing. So this type of document type, I can know what type of transaction, because if you don't know this document type, then you have to get into the entry, then you will understand what the entry is there. But when document type is there, it will guide what sort of document this one is. Whether it is a journal entry, payment entry, invoice entry, receipt entry, depreciation, capitalization, what type of is there. So when you are seeing the document type, then you can, upfront you can understand what type of business entry is this one. So this is the requirement of document type. I believe there is no question. With this, yes, I know. So with this, thank you very much. So I concluding my deliberation and hope it is useful to you. And if you want to follow me, then you can follow me through this LinkedIn and WhatsApp also. For any knowledge updation or anything, you can follow me also. Thank you very much.